Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Due to the negative propaganda against the Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has become imperative upon us to spread the message of the Quran, inshallah. Therefore, Alhikmat kindly requests your support to pledge and sponsor 100,000 Quran drives on CDs. Join us sponsoring Qur'ans on CDs for free distribution fi sabilillah for Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. You can also sponsor on behalf of family members and relatives that have passed away as Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is our grand opening, our formal opening of Alhikmat.
Give a little update on Alhikmat, because this is the formal opening. It's about Alhikmat. Why we are here in Trinidad, what is our purpose, what we hope to achieve, inshallah.
Alhikmat is such a beautiful journey which has such a powerful name, which is rooted in wisdom. But when I thought about it, there's perhaps one word better to describe this in conjunction, and it is khidmah, or service.
And I saw all religion, Catholics, I saw Jews, I saw everybody, and they were so comfortable.
While in America they were burning mosques and destroying mosques, you were building bridges. You were building bridges with the Jews. You were building bridges with the Christians. You were building bridges with the Anglicans. And you were doing something that very few were doing.
But are we doing our part in stepping out of our khutbah, in stepping out of our masjid, in stepping out of our madras? Are we doing our part to go and reclaim the true Islam that Trinidad and Tobago should see? Take notice. Sajjal ana Arabi. Take note, I am Arab. Or Sajjal ana Muslim. Take note that I am Muslim. And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
Brings them out, right? Where you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property, sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah, but my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Generous brothers and sisters are kindly requested to give from their zakat and sadaqah to Alhikmat services, so we can provide Islamic materials and literature to brothers and sisters in correctional institutions, plus to new Muslims and non-Muslims who are needy and seeking to learn Islam, inshallah. For more information, contact Alhikmat office at 954-986-0158 or visit our website www.alhikmat.com. You can also make checks payable to Alhikmat Services Inc., or you can donate with a credit card on PayPal, www.alhikmat.com.
Assalamu alaikum. Become an Alhikmat AAA member and get discounts from businesses worldwide. By becoming a member, you will receive a free copy of Alhikmat magazine and other publications, emails on current events, recent videos on Alhikmat TV, YouTube, lectures, interviews, and much more. You can contact Alhikmat Services at 954-986-0158 or email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Alhikmat TV presents a great way to spread the Sunnah. Have a Sunnah attitude. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in chapter 33 verse 21, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, لَقَدْ كَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنًا, that ye indeed in the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a beautiful pattern of conduct. Join us for our 100,000 t-shirt drive. For more details or to place an order, contact Alhikmat Services at 1-800-804-0267, or you can visit us on our website at www.alhikmattv.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orenfield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrack Port. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما.
Reverting to the Muslim faith was the last thing I thought I would do.
Why? With Muslims, because I felt like an outcast. It wasn't very welcoming at first.
Why? As a Muslim, that you have to kill the infidels,
yes,
and I brought up a bunch of stuff like that. I spoke out of ignorance. Why?
I've noticed that people tend to love to judge something based off of what someone else told them.
Why?
Most Americans don't know a Muslim person. And when it's the unknown, it's scary.
Why?
It doesn't matter what is your faith.
But we need to have knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and we can't be afraid to talk to each other.
A lot of non-Muslims really want to hear the Muslim community
that all human beings are equal. Right. No one is superior to the other.
Each nation and each people bring a knowledge to the table so all of humanity can benefit. That's the purpose of diversity.
And what you're doing, using religion not to cause conflict, not to cause harm, but to bring people together, you're doing God's work. I congratulate you, and I thank you very much for allowing me the privilege to be here with you as you help to spread the word of peace and openness and friendship.
All of our faiths share the story of this ideal and perfect hospitality.
I was so comfortable in going to Darul Uloom is 100%. And I would love for other people to have that comfort level.
When I walk into mosques, and I've been to many, I actually can see firsthand the hospitality. To bring people together and to exchange views is a great thing.
Establishing tolerance and better understanding among different faiths and cultures.
And may God bring peace to all of us and to the entire world.
Welcome to Who is Who in America on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. It's a pleasure to have with us in Alhikmat studio Isachi Perez, and I hope I have that correct. Do I?
Correct. You have it perfect.
Good. Isachi is a medical doctor, a qualified medical doctor from Cuba, but being in the United States of America, her title sort of changes to foreign health care physician. Now, that gives a whole wide background and experience in the medical field. And today it's really a pleasure to talk to Isachi about her experience in the medical field and what she does, what motivated her to get involved in the medical field and into the healthcare system. Presently, she is the campus director for OIU, which is Oakland International University. So we're going to be talking to Isachi a little more in details about her background and her involvement with Oakland International University. And I'm sure you viewers out there will definitely benefit from her experience and knowledge and the services that this Oakland International University offers. So welcome to the show, Isachi.
Thank you, Sheikh. I really appreciate this invitation and the opportunity to bring the voice of Oakland International University to your community, to our community.
To our community, because, you know, this show goes worldwide, and we have people all over the world who see this, and it's very simple. Someone can be looking at this show in some other part of the world, and they will call their family or relatives in the USA and say, hey, did you know about Oakland International University? You need to give them a call. And plus, someone abroad who intends to come to the United States may just come here and give you guys a call.
Definitely.
And I'm sure that whatever you have to share with our audience, they will definitely benefit. And you will benefit, and we all benefit.
It's a win-win-win situation, I will call it.
It is definitely. So tell me, and tell our audience a little bit, what motivated you to get involved in the healthcare system? And I'm talking about maybe your background in Cuba.
Well, as you say, I'm Cuban. I grew there into the revolution system. I was very fortunate to have the support of the family to study medicine. I always like to service other people around me. You know, someone may have a cough, give it a little bit of water. Someone may need to talk, just listen to that person. And that's how you heal people, giving what they need. I believe that the healing of the person is not with medications only, it's with everything that God has given us. So definitely I'm a fortunate person to be involved in the healthcare system. I studied medicine in Cuba. I did all the trainings required over there, and then I came to the US and I did a transition.
Did you do nursing before?
No, I never did nursing.
Oh,
It's
so you went
completely
straight
different.
into being a doctor?
Yes, I went straight to being a doctor in Cuba. I did my internship and then I became a family doctor, practicing in the community.
Oh, so you were practicing.
I was practicing in the community for 1 year before I left the country.
Interesting. Because, you know, in the medical field, it's so interesting that, you know, when you use the word patient, a patient is someone that you got to have patience with. And I always think to myself, and I tell people that being in the medical field and caring for patients, P-A-T-I-E-N-T-S, takes a lot of P-A-T-I-E-N-C-E from
Definitely.
the caregivers. And that carries a strong bond and a very good relationship. And I like the word caregiver because you need to have patience. You need to have some sign of care and love. You know, many years ago, I used to do some lectures on ethics to nurses. And I still do that. I still do some ethics to students in Nova University, etc. Once a year, they do certain programs for the students, the doctors, and all these things. So I'm a guest speaker sometimes with other people and speak a little bit about ethics and how people must learn certain discipline and mannerism even though you are in the medical field, because at the end of the day, you are dealing with people.
Definitely.
And if you don't have that connection and that caring connection and that patience with the patient, then you lose the whole bond of medication. And unfortunately, sometimes the medications don't work. That's not a scientific diagnosis, but it's a sort of moral diagnosis that if a patient does not like a nurse and does not like a doctor, you tend not to feel that you've been healed. It may not make sense in the medical analysis, but you follow what I'm saying morally.
Yes, in the nowadays evolution of medicine, it makes completely sense.
And you know, back home, maybe in Cuba, or once upon a time, and even till now here, if a patient really likes a nurse or a doctor, just to walk in the room and speak to that patient, the patient feels better.
It's different. In a state of mind.
You see my point, and that's my point. Without even medication, the patient starts feeling so psychologically at ease, at peace, less stress. So I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And the reason why I went the 9 yards to say that is because I really congratulate you in taking this effort and making this sort of field, the healthcare field and the medical field, something part of your life. So tell us a little more about OCAN.
OCAN International University has been founded here near a place in Dania Beach. We have different programs at OCAN International University. Most of them are related with finances. We have the bachelor's and master's in business administration. We have bachelor's and master's in healthcare management, and we also have bachelor's and master's in tourism and hotels. So it's a different line, but in the area is workable for those that live there according to the needs of the community.
In business, people can come there and study business, get a bachelor's and a master's.
Definitely.
Get a bachelor's and a master's in tourism.
Definitely, yes.
Wow, that is interesting. And those are really the day-to-day sort of business and necessities of life.
Definitely.
The world is all about business and traveling, etc.
New hotels, new shopping centers.
So how long does it take to get a bachelor's or a master's in business?
It depends. The generic programs for bachelor's is up to 4 years. But if a person have a background already have a bachelor in science, because this is a science field, it will be 2 years or less, depending on the credit analysis that is done at a school.
Okay.
For the master's, it could be up to 2 years, from 12 months up to 2 years. So it depends on the background of the person.
And tourism?
Is the same. Is the same. Bachelors always go from 2 years up to 4 years, and the masters 12 months up to 18 months or 24 months.
You know, this sounds very interesting. I'm sure a lot of people would love to jump for that opportunity.
Definitely. In the area, these are very common and popular programs, especially the business administration and the healthcare management, because of the business that are around the area. So you can apply those for general business or specifically related with the healthcare system.
Okay, so when someone graduates with a master's in tourism, what sort of positions do they get after that?
Well, in this area, there is a lot of placement opportunities. There is hotels, there is restaurants, and there is all these new business that are growing, a small business in the area close to the beach. So opportunities are arising and they're growing. The school has networking with the local business in order to send the students for placement. Also, we train the students. All the students, we train them to prepare their resume to master that skill. We have a department which is called Career Services that take care of the student needs, and also They train them with a mock interview time in order for them to learn what is the more appropriate way to dress, what is the best way to address the needs of the employers. Because sometimes the person has all the skills that are required, but they don't know how to learn of that person of those skills that are available.
Interesting. So what's the cost like for the business?
It depends. At this moment, we have a great opportunity for the community because we're offering up to 75% in scholarships in tuition. So basically, it's a 25% in tuition what the student would be paying. That is, you know, it's an opportunity that is not common.
But on an average, what does it cost?
Okay, that
the degree
depends.
cost without the scholarship?
That depends. Without the scholarship, it could go from, we're talking about from 20,000 up on
For
a
the 4
bachelor's
years,
for the 4
4
years. For the 4 years. Now, with the scholarship, we're talking about less than $10,000. So
and that's for the healthcare?
For any of those programs. We offer the same equal opportunity for everyone in the community. We're just requiring that the person that is approved for a scholarship to maintain their grades up, because the whole incentive with these programs is to help the community where we are to grow and flourish. So we need to train the residents, we need to train the personnel that is there so they can get better jobs and they can work in the new business that are growing in the area.
So I want to get a little more in details with the healthcare, but before getting into that, maybe we'll go in details with the healthcare perspective and a little more details on that after we go on a short break. But like how many students you have there?
Well, at this moment we have some students that are online. Other students are going to the school face-to-face classes. We can talk about 100 students. It depends on the enrollments. You know, some programs open, others close, so classes are moving on. And it varies.
And I like the idea that you all keep in connection with the other businesses around and the hotels and the institutions, so your students can get a job more or less after they graduate.
Definitely. There are two items that are used by the education department to measure the school success in their students. One of them is the retention percentage, which means those students that are enrolled at the school, how many of them stay until the end and they graduate from the program. There are different variables around that, you know, a preference, personal preference of the students or the experience of the instructor or all the resources that the school put into the programs for the learning experience. Now, the other part of that coin is the placement. We are measured by the placement of the students, so it's very, very important that we help them and support them once that they are graduate to go and work in what they study, because you know there is no sense to do a career. Having a degree or something that you're not going to use, it doesn't make sense.
You can't get the job after, or there is no availability. It does not. I tell people that all the time. Why do you get into a profession when there are no vacancies for it? Or it's very minimal. You know, there are some, I mean, I don't want to mention it, but, you know, for example, human resources. Very interesting. But let's be very honest. In a company, how many human resources positions are available? You may have 1, 2 here and there. Whereas you got other positions available in that company by the hundreds. So you got to look at, I mean, unless you have a special reason for getting into that profession and you have some special dream, whatever, but just getting a profession for a job, you really got to look at something most realistic and practical.
That's a great point that you made in Sheikh. For the reason that these 3 lines of programs, they are specific, but at the same time they're broad, they're wide in application. Someone that studies business administration may study another line of field that may be combined. So they can do management in different type of business. It doesn't have to be healthcare, or it doesn't have to be tourism. It could be anything else where the person is going to be doing business. Accountability, you can use it for that. Anything.
No, I like that because, you know, you can open your own business.
Definitely.
You can study business, do tourism, and then open your own hotel. So you become a business person in the field of tourism. So it's a good combination. I like that. I like that. That's really
And
wonderful.
for those, for example, that have had a path in the healthcare system like myself, they may combine their careers. Maybe the person has an associate degree level in nursing, for example, and they can go and do a bachelor's in healthcare management, increase their level of education up to a master, and then become an administrator or a CEO of a hospital.
Yeah, because
opportunities,
sometimes I tell doctors, because with the experience there and young doctors, I try to tell them, while it's interesting in being a medical doctor, you be a good medical doctor and you are an expert in the medical field, but you need to also have some management skills. Because if you don't have strong administrative management skills, you may not be able to bring your business. You might be able to work as a doctor in someone else's institution or in the hospital. But if you want to open your own business and have doctors working for you and have nurses working for you, you got to have a different vision of management and administration. So in addition to your medical experience, you are doing much more, a bigger service, and financially it's greater benefits.
Definitely. Nowadays is, around the globe to be multitasking. The more skills that you develop, the easier your life will get, and also it will be easier the transition for anything that you propose in your life.
Yes, you are so right. With technology. And with social media,
definitely,
you gotta be multitask. If you're not, you're gonna lose out.
Behind.
You start something tomorrow, and you see 1 year after, tons of people doing the same thing. So you cannot, there's a famous saying, do not keep all your eggs in one basket.
We have that saying in Cuba too.
Because when you keep all your eggs in one basket, that's it. Something goes wrong, that's the end of it.
You lose everything.
You got to be very diverse. You got to be very much experienced and multitask, that everything combines together. That's what life is all about. That's what life is all about. So I like that, the business and so it's business, it's tourism, and health.
And healthcare.
Those are the three areas.
The three areas. And our vision for this year, the goal for the university is also to add the nursing programs. We're doing all the required steps for the approval of the Board of Nursing and the Commission on Independent Education to install the nursing programs at a school, from the licensed practical nurse level up to the registered nurse, with associate, bachelor's, and master's in the near future as well.
What is called LPN?
LPN is a licensed practical nurse.
Right.
It's a nurse that doesn't have the higher skills for assessments, but it could do many skills for the patient. Then the registered nurse, the difference is that this nurse is the one that decides all the assessments and decide the teaching of the patient. That's how they make a difference.
And many a times the LPN really does most of the work.
That's what is
happening.
happening.
The RN just signs off, and the LPN more or less.
It's changing now. You know that's interesting, that point that you're making. It's interesting because nowadays hospitals are requiring nurses to become with a bachelor level. Baccalaureate degree is required for nurses that work in hospitals. Before, an associate degree was enough.
Okay.
Now they require bachelors. So this is a profession that is growing.
Yes, it is.
That is evolving and is developing. Nurses have become leaders in the community.
While fortunately it's a profession that is growing, unfortunately it's not a good profession. Why? Listen, don't miss my point. Let's get to it. It's unfortunate to know that so many people are getting sick. Because the more sick people you have, the more need you have for doctors and nurses. So it's a little fine line. It's a very fortunate profession. It's wonderful, but I'm just trying to be, a balanced situation. Because of the health system, because of the many people falling sick, that's why you need more hospitals. That's why you need more doctors. You need more nurses. And that will be a totally different topic when people get into healthy foods and a healthier life. Then the need for medications and the problems of too many diseases,
What is happening nowadays that there is an increased need of nurses and doctors, especially nurses that are the ones that go one-to-one with the clients and those in need, is that the population is growing in age.
Yes.
Before
that's
someone
a
died,
good point. That's a good
someone
point.
died 30 years of age, 42 years of age of communicable diseases, but penicillin was discovered. So all the antibiotics revolutionized, the medicine system. And the person that used to live only 40 years of age now is getting up to 72, 75 years of age.
That's a fantastic point. So therefore,
So
you definitely need more nurses and
the
more
population is getting older, and we have more humans around us. We're growing. The network is growing, so we need someone else to take care of.
The population is growing more, and the age is getting older, so you need more
We
services.
have an increase of chronic diseases. What are chronic diseases? The chronic diseases are the result of the wearing and tear of the body.
Yeah.
When we're young, we don't take care of things like the food, like how to sit down, like myself here, how we approach someone, or how we do body mechanics, how you carry a box. And all that will give you something else in the near future or later future will become a chronic disease. So that's why it's so important to have care of the community with prevention. The main goal nowadays in the healthcare system, having a holistic view of healing, is primary prevention, primary care. What is that? Is the food that the person eats, is how they project their lifestyle habits. All that is very important to avoid all these chronic diseases.
Yes, you are so right. I mean, that's why you're a doctor. I should be saying Dr. Isachi, right?
They call me Dr. Perez at school,
Dr.
but you can
Perez.
call me as
I
you
should
feel
have said
more
Dr.
comfortable.
Perez, yes.
It's about names.
No. I mean, you earn it, you deserve it.
I think that, thank you. I think that what defines us is what we do. It's not how we're called, it's what we do.
Yes.
What we do for the next person that is sitting or the one that is far away. Sometimes you can heal someone from distance, just phone call.
No, but I'm really fascinated, and I'm sure viewers
you.
are totally fascinated that your institution, the University OCAN, offer these services and these courses in business and hospitality. Tourism is all about hospitality and the health care system. So we're going to go on a short break, but when we come back, you brought a nice point there. People are living older. There's more need for care. There's more need for caregivers. And there are whole 9 yards about that. And I know you have a whole different perspective of the kind of courses you offer in the healthcare system or the healthcare department of your university, companions, health aides, and all these things. So I want to get a little more into that when we return. All right?
Thank you.
So that our viewers and those who would like to be students of your university, those who would like to be into that healthcare area, they can call you, consult you, and comfort and benefit other people, and you can also benefit the world at large. We are in a very small world now.
It is.
People all over, you'll be amazed, people can contact you, and how people can connect for someone else. It's all about link. It's all about link. So I really want our viewers to hear more, and that's why I left that for the last of that whole caregiving services and the healthcare services that OCAN has to offer. So it has been a pleasure talking to Dr. Isachi Perez, and I know we can have an entire hour conversation with her about health and how to care for the body, but we're talking about her university here, OCAN International University, and their courses and what they offer and their programs, etc. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little more in details of some of the healthcare programs and how people can join, enroll, and benefit themselves as well as the community. So thank you very much, and thank you for tuning in, of course, to Who is Who in America on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. Stay tuned.
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orenfield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, stockpile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrack Fort. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
This is our grand opening, our formal opening of Alhikmat.
Give a little update on Alhikmat because this is the formal opening. It's about Alhikmat. Why we are here in Trinidad, what is our purpose, what we hope to achieve, inshallah.
Alhikmat is such a beautiful journey which has such a powerful name which is rooted in wisdom. But when I thought about it, there's perhaps one word better to describe this in conjunction, and it is khidmah, or service.
And I saw all religion, Catholics, I saw Jews, I saw everybody, and they were so comfortable.
While in America they were burning mosques and destroying mosques, you were building bridges. You were building bridges with the Jews. You were building bridges with the Christians. You were building bridges with the Anglicans. And you were doing something that very few were doing.
But are we doing our part in stepping out of our khutbah, in stepping out of our masjid, in stepping out of our madras? Are we doing our part to go and reclaim the true Islam that Trinidad and Tobago should see? Take notice. Sajjal ana Arabi. Take note, I am Arab. Or Sajjal ana Muslim. Take note that I am Muslim. And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
Welcome back to Who is Who in America on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. And we're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Perez, as she's known as Dr. Perez, who is the campus director for Okan International University. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I know before the break we spoke about the tourism and the programs and the business aspect of Okan International University. So at this point in time, I want to get a little more in details and would like our audience to benefit more from the healthcare services that Okan International University offers. So what are some of those programs that you offer that someone can come and get, becoming what is called a companion, you call it?
Yes, a home health aid.
Home health aid.
Which is a companionship assistant or someone that is at home and need assistance with the activities of daily living. Well, Okan International University, or Okan Group, acquired recently, less than a year, a vocational training school which is called Lifeline Med Training.
Interesting.
Yes, Lifeline Med Training have been in the system of healthcare as a provider of education programs for more than 10 years. So these programs are already accredited by the national standards of ACICS. These are programs that are short-term, and of course
So you're telling me that the health area falls under Lifeline Med Training?
Correct.
Oh, so that's interesting. That's wonderful. Okay, okay. And it's a department of Okan.
Yes,
International
it's of the
University.
Okan Group. So we're working in partnership with Okan International University. Lifeline Med Training offer different programs. There are 4 major programs, which are clinical medical assistant. This clinical medical assistant is a 900 programs that includes phlebotomy skills with the certificate, medication administration for the patients, also includes home health aid, the certified nursing assistant as part of the programs. There are other programs.
So the home health aid, that's different to the companion?
Is the same. Is different to the certified nursing assistant. What is the difference? A home health aide is a person that has a basic training skills to take care of the daily activities of a person that is in need at home.
Okay.
Now, the certified nursing assistant is the same skills plus other skills that are more qualified to be in a higher level of providing care, like a hospital, for example. So these certified nursing assistants, that's why they're certified. They have to take a board of nursing exam to be able to work with the patients in a hospital.
Okay, so...
And the school would train them for that.
So why I kept on asking about a companion? I thought the companionship was just a person who comes, gets some degree of being able to just go and stay with someone, and be their companion.
Yes.
If they're going through loneliness or something of that effect.
Yes, but to be a companion, you need to know how to take vital signs. You need to measure any changes in the urine of that person. You need to follow up instruction of a nurse or a doctor when the person is at home. So it requires a skills.
So the home health aide is automatically a health companion?
Yes, it's a health companion at home.
At home.
At
Interesting.
home.
Okay. So that's one of the programs.
Yes, it's a very popular program because of the aging of the population that we were talking before. There are a lot of persons in the community that need support at home, and it's better to have these persons in their non-environment than have them in an institution where they don't feel that comfortable, or maybe they prefer to be with their family members.
Right.
So it's better to have a companionship.
Plus, you live in a time, and we live in a time where people, I like to be very realistic. People get married, their children grow up, the children get married, they move out, they go to different states and different countries, and the parents remain home alone.
That's true.
So and then they start getting sick as age come on, and they go older and they grow older. So here is when they really need a health companion at home.
Definitely.
So there's a big need for that.
There is a huge need of that because of the aging of the population, as you were saying.
And the loneliness.
And the loneliness, yes.
The aging is one thing, but I think there's a lot of loneliness. A lot of people I meet, they're very lonely.
The care is very important. I mean, caring for someone is not just doing the things that they need, but just to be next to that person, as you were saying, definitely.
Yeah, there are a lot of people.
Companionship.
They're very lonely. I mean,
that's the key word.
Yeah, they may be able to do a lot of things for themselves, but just by not having someone around them, they go mentally berserk.
For us human beings, it's very important to share our experiences, to have someone to talk. We see that many elderly, they adopt pets. They start having different type of companionships. But definitely, human beings need to relate with each other.
Oh, definitely. That's how we were created.
Yes.
It's nature. You need that companionship. So tell me, who can enroll for this program? What's the age limit?
Anyone can enroll that is older than 18 years of age.
Older than?
Older than 18.
Okay. And what do you need to enroll?
You only need to be 18 or older years of age, and also to have your GED or high school diploma.
And that's for all the courses that we spoke about before.
Yes, even at
tourism, business,
even
everything.
at the university. The university has all the requirements as well in order to place the person, for example, in the bachelor's or in the master.
Okay.
But in the case of the skilled training programs, only is required the age, 18 or older, and to have a high school diploma.
And that we're talking about lifeline med training.
Correct.
A high school diploma or GED. That is very interesting. And before we started the show, you mentioned about scholarship.
Yes.
How do you go about getting a scholarship? Because our viewers, that's one of the questions they will ask. Okay, how do we get on? So 18 years and older, high school diploma, GED, excellent. Now, what about the scholarship? Who is qualified for the scholarship?
Anyone can be qualified for the scholarship. It's not based on your income or the income of the students. It's based on the needs at that moment when they go to the school. The scholarships for lifeline med training could be up to 55% of tuition coverage.
And what is the full tuition coverage?
Let's say,
Average.
for example, the clinical medical assistant, that is a program that could be $7,000 around that numbers, without including the lab fees, uniforms, books, etc.
And how long does that take?
That will take up to 10 months to finish. It could be before. It depends on how long the student and how frequent the student go to the school, because it's a clock hours program, 900 hours.
Okay.
So that person is entitled to a scholarship where it will pay only $3,500. The only requirement for that person is to keep their scores high, to have a good GPA, to keep all the standards, do not miss a class, do not miss a practice lab, because definitely
so that student will only have to pay
$3,500.
And the institute pays the rest?
We match the difference for the tuition. We will match the difference for the tuition. Why we're doing this? In the area where the school is located, we want to help the community to grow with the skills and young people, middle-aged person, or even a third-age person to go to school and have skills. There is a lot of immigrants in the area.
So what time are we talking about? The timing for the classes. I'm asking you this question so that the viewers can benefit. Someone may be working somewhere. This is fascinating. 3,500 in 9-10 months, and you get an additional degree, and you can make an additional income. So what kind of time are we looking at for the students to come to class, or when do they have to come, and what's the flexibility?
This is a very beneficial program in the sense that it's built up by layers. The clinical medical assistant includes 5 modules. There are different diplomas within a big certificate. What does that mean? That means that a person that starts studying clinical medical assistant is going to start doing phlebotomy. By the 8 weeks, it will have a certificate, and it will be entitled to start working as a phlebotomist in a clinical or in a pediatrician facility. And at the same time, we'll continue their education while they're working, and is having their reward, continue their education. Next module could be the home health aide, or the certified nursing assistant, the medication administration. And by the time pass and that person finish with 5 certificates, it will have the clinical medical assistant certificate. The placement will be better, the benefits will be better, and everybody's
And your
happy.
institution are already aware of many cases and places and needs for such students.
Definitely.
So you are able to help them get jobs, basically.
Yes, this is very important. We're constantly working, networking in the area, and also in the vicinities of the area, depending on the needs of the students. We have students that are coming from South, from Miami-Dade, to study at the school, and we are in Broward area. So we network in that area as well for the students to find placement.
Is fantastic. That's so superb. You get a job, it's within a year, you qualified, and so what we didn't get out, what are the school hours?
Okay, the school operation hours are from 9 in the morning until 9 p.m.
So the students got to be full-time, or they could select hours within that?
They can choose the hours. We select the classes, and we made a schedule based on the enrollment that we have at the moment. Let's say that we have students that are able to come on the nighttime, Others are able to come on the Saturdays. So we have different instructors that are experienced as well.
For example, what's the minimum hours they need to come?
For
Like in
example,
the night, what is going to be 5 to 9?
4 hours at nighttime, 5 to 9.
Okay. And in the
Saturday,
morning?
Could be from 9 to 5 p.m.
Oh, so they make up for the whole week.
Exactly.
So that student doesn't have to come Monday to Friday.
Exactly.
And that's the point. So a student who comes in the morning will be 9 to what? 9 to 12?
9 to 1 or 9 to 12. It depends.
Okay. And that's what I want to know and want our viewers to know. A person can have a job presently and come and take the course on Saturdays.
Absolutely, yes.
Or can be working morning somewhere and come and take it from 5 to 9. Or can come by you 9 to 1 and go to another job. Okay, that's
Flexibility is one of our main rules for the students. When someone go to the school and enrolled in a program, we take in consideration if the person is working, if the person is a single mother, for example, or if the person has other needs because it's doing another program in another school. So we try to combine our students and make different groups according to their needs.
Wonderful. So, you know, before we conclude the program, how does a person get in contact with you or with Oakland International University or Lifeline Med Training? Someone is interested in joining one of these programs or taking one of these courses from Oakland International University or Lifeline Med Training. What do you recommend? How do they go about doing that?
Well,
email, call?
There are different ways. The most easier is just to get the phone and give a call to us at 954-925-8443, or they can go online and they can check our website. For the healthcare programs will be www.lifelinemedtraining2.com. And for the university, it will be www.oiuinternational.com.
And they connect with you guys, you respond to them, and you will see the needs.
We will follow up with the person, their needs, and we'll work with them about the payments, enrollments, everything that is required for the school, their schedules. And definitely we'll work with the person needs in order to make them be successful in a program. We don't want to enroll someone in a program that they don't like what they're going to learn, or that they won't have an application or a placement when they finish. It's very important for us.
Of course.
It's very important for us to find placement for those students when they become new graduates.
Well, Dr. Isachi Gel Perez, it was a pleasure talking to you and having you in Alhikmat studio and learning from you, and I'm sure viewers benefited a lot from what your Oakland International University offers and the programs and the benefits, etc. You have a few seconds. What would you like to tell our audience before we close?
I would like to say that I'm really honored to be here with you. I'm really honored to hear your ideas that are very similar to ours in order to bring up our community, and we're here to serve anyone that is in need. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you very much, viewers, for viewing Who is Who in America. We were really, really fortunate to have with us today Dr. Isachi Gel Perez, who is the campus director for Oakland International University and Lifeline Med Training. So you got so many different courses and so many different opportunities that you can benefit from in getting in contact with Oakland International University and Lifeline Med Training. So it was a pleasure having Dr. Perez with us on the show, and if there's anything Alhikmat can do for you and connecting with the university, feel free to give us a call, Alhikmat Studio, contact the university directly, and thank you very much for tuning in and looking at Who is Who in America on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. Thank you very much.
Alhikmat has been serving the Muslim and non-Muslim communities for the past 30 years through the publishing and distribution of Islamic literature and radio, and also TV programs, plus interfaith activities. Due to the demand and many requests of non-Muslims and new Muslims for Islamic literature, we request you to donate generously $1 fi sabilillah in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards distribution of the Holy Quran, Alhikmat TV 24/7 online, Dawah publications, Surah and Zikr books, genealogy of the prophets, feeding and clothing the poor, orphans, and the needy, students seeking to study Islam, printing of Islamic publications, our monthly Muslim magazine, One God, Same Religion Dawah brochures, Quranic Arabic reader with Tajweed for students, and also to support our Dawah activities, you can also contact Alhikmat offices at 954-986-0158 at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit our website at www.alhikmat.com. That is www.alhikmat.com. You can also make checks payable to Alhikmat Services Incorporated, or you can donate with a credit card on PayPal at www.alhikmat.com. Alhikmat TV presents a great way to spread the Sunnah. Have a Sunnah attitude. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in chapter 33 verse 21, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, لَقَدْ كَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنًا, that ye indeed in the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a beautiful pattern of conduct. Join us for our 100,000 t-shirt drive. For more details or to place an order, contact Alhikmat Services at 1-800-804-0267, or you can visit us on our website at www.alhikmattv.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is our grand opening, our formal opening of Alhikmat.
Give a little update on Alhikmat, because this is the formal opening. It's about Alhikmat. Why we are here in Trinidad, what is our purpose, what we hope to achieve, inshallah.
Alhikmat is such a beautiful journey which has such a powerful name, which is rooted in wisdom. But when I thought about it, there's perhaps one word better to describe this in conjunction, and it is khidmah, or service.
And I saw all religion, Catholics, I saw Jews, I saw everybody, and they were so comfortable.
While in America they were burning mosques and destroying mosques, you were building bridges. You were building bridges with the Jews. You were building bridges with the Christians. You were building bridges with the Anglicans. And you were doing something that very few were doing.
But are we doing our part in stepping out of our khutbah, in stepping out of our masjid, in stepping out of our madras? Are we doing our part to go and reclaim the true Islam that Trinidad and Tobago should see? Take notice. Sajjal ana Arabi. Take note, I am Arab. Or Sajjal ana Muslim. Take note that I am Muslim. And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orangefield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrack Fort. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at Alhikmat at alhikmat.com.